Okay, this room looks way better when it's dark outside. Yeah, we need to cover it. I'm gonna buy something to black this out right away. Comes around. Yeah, okay. I'm liking that more. No más. That, hold on. Yeah, that'll do. I'm already ordering blackout shades. I'm doing that right now. I'm making do. This is my office in my home office. Maybe this will improve over time. 1 second. I think that's better. Not now, not now, not now. All right, here we go. Okay, my name's Levi Thompson. I run a creative agency out of Orange County, California, where I help local businesses and brands with content creation, social media management, paid ads, and brand strategy. I've got an interesting dilemma. I actually find it quite compelling. Despite my job being to literally create content, market businesses that aren't mine on a day-to-day basis. I do this day in and day out, week after week, month after month. We help businesses grow and scale. Yet I have continued to neglect to implement the same strategies and tactics that I use with all my clients. I just don't do it for my own business. So we're gonna dive into a bit because it's something we need to figure out. It's something we need to get a grasp on. And it all stems by not, here we go. This is the part. Talking to camera sucks. I'm bad at it. Here we go. Day in and day out, I more or less force some of my clients to get on camera. The sort of core tenets of everything we do here is about building authenticity, trust, and churning your business and yourself into an authority figure within your space. At first, some people are like naturally fine with it and good at it. Others hate it. They don't want to do it, just like me. I don't want to do it. I prefer being on that side of the camera. Within like 2 months, maybe some people less, sometimes a little more, they're like naturally fine. I don't have to do crazy directing with them anymore. I can kind of just give them the overarching like narrative we need to hit and they can run with it. And I'm not good at that right now. I have a hard time articulating my ideas, talking to cam. Like I'll sit here. I literally did a take, not recording, where I was able to just flow. It was fine. Hit record, and now I feel like I'm stuttering all over the place and whatnot. So we're gonna get used to it. We're gonna get better. We're gonna identify the problems, identify a couple solutions, and talk a bit about what I want this channel to become. And that's certainly going to include documenting a bit of the growth of finally putting effort into growing my own business via content like I do for all my clients. So the problems. Let's get into it. I struggle to be consistent with my own content while balancing my clients' content. I write lack of time there, but really I think it's a perceived lack of time. There's certainly time in the day to record content for myself. Now, I also struggle to articulate my thoughts for content. I already kind of brought this up, but it really is true. I can sit here, I write down many of my ideas of what I want to talk about. I write them on Milanote at times, and the second I hit record with no one to direct me other than myself, I lose it. The thought goes out the window and we're all screwed. And of course, I struggle to speak well on camera and convey myself confidently. I just don't like being on this side of the camera that much, but trying to be very honest with ourselves and figure out how we can improve here. Now, what I think is interesting is that these 3 problems, struggling to speak confidently on camera, articulating my thoughts, and let's just call this one a perceived lack of time. I believe that these 3 problems all solve themselves in inverse order. So if we can solve speaking on camera well, I think the thoughts will come more smoothly. If we can get the thoughts flowing, I'd be more encouraged to record content like we're doing here. Now, some of the solutions we've come up with. First of all, creating a content system, or I guess more so a content workflow. That all started with creating some sort of setup here that is semi-permanent and that in very quick order we can get everything rolling. So right now we have FX3, some monitoring, all rigged up onto my desk, a little key light, some lights in the room, just filling the space. We're gonna get this sorted out. We're ordering some blackout curtains today. But the point is, and now at least with this setup, the workflow to start recording is like 2 minutes. flip everything on, turn on my mic, and we're pretty much good to go. The solution of speaking off the cuff, being non-scripted, is still a problem. It's something we have to work at. But it's essential to me because, like I've said a couple times now, it's very important for me to come off as authentic and be able to share my real thoughts, just as I push all my clients to do. What I want to provide here is, first of all, a look into how I can grow as a personal creator, creating for my brand, using the same tactics I use for my own clients. But also I want to provide insight into my approach to building a business, in this case a creative agency, which is going to prioritize partnerships and long-lasting relationships with our clients. I think there's a lot of fluff out there right now, especially being promoted by all these, like, let's call them just like the coaching gurus. I mean, there's thousands of suddenly expert coaches for any one niche. It's crazy. I see a lot of ads for these like gurus that are just giving off used car salesman vibe. I think they're full of a lot of hacks, get rich quick schemes, overnight success tactics, and things like that. And I'm over it. But again, I bring that up because my approach is quite different. I try to create long-lasting relationships with my clients and have been successfully able to do so. I have clients that have been with me consistently for over 2 years, 3 years, and that's the most important thing to me, creating longevity for my business and for my own life. And it was really important to me when I was building out my clients and my business that, to make it clear, we're not a plug and play creative agency or like a content mill. It's very hands-on, personable, and creative. So I find it that this is an exciting opportunity to talk about the way I like to do things, the way I like to build client relationships, the way I like to build and promote my business. And I hope that we can find some like-minded creatives, like-minded business owners, people that are like the clients I have now who are interested in growing and scaling through this authentic approach. Like I wrote here, we're trying to find some folks who want to create content that connects, builds trust, and drives action. And those are the insights we're going to try to share here. We're entering a world where there's more and more inauthentic content out there, with AI especially. And I think the very authentic ones, the people who can build trust with their audience, the ones that can become an authority figure, are going to thrive. And it's about time I take my own medicine and start using it for my own business and my own content. So hope you'll follow along. I'll see you next time. That was all a blur. Like, we just cut and I don't even know how well that went. Like, if my thoughts were coherent or not. We're gonna have to watch it back. This may be a long process.